Home Science for class 11. The chapter is Management of Resources. And the objectives are to discuss the concept of resource, to identify various resources, to classify resources into human and non human resources, the characteristics of resources, need for managing the resources, and analyze the process of management. So, now what is resource? Resource or resources are all those things that are used to achieve the goal. So, these are the means or the ways or the things that are used in order to achieve any goal or objective. For example, your aim as student is to pass class 11. How will you do it? By studying, of course. Then for studying you need to have school, teachers, books, stationery, uniform. So all these things are the resources. Money. So resources are all those things that we need to carry out our work, to achieve our goals. Okay, so anything that we need to use or to fulfill our need to accomplish our goal is the resource. So there are so many things that are required to achieve various goals. So all the time all the people have something or the other to achieve or to do. So all of us are having so many goals. We don't have one goal in our life only. We have so many goals: short term goal, mid term goals, long term goals. So we keep on performing a task towards the accomplishment of those goals or in that direction. Okay, so there are so many things, so we can categorize those things or resources into these parts: human resources and non human resources. Human resources are those resources which are, in a way, the qualities of human beings, like knowledge, time, energy, skill. We cannot see them, we cannot touch them, but we feel them because they are needed, they are used to achieve the goal. On the other hand, non human resources, these are those resources or those things that we can see, we can feel them, we can touch them, like money, place, area, furniture, equipments, books, stationery, laptop, mobile, vehicles, anything. So these are the resources that are non human resources. Okay, another classification is individual resources and shared resources. Individual resources are those things that are used only by one person at a time only, whereas shared resources can be shared, used by many members or many people at a time, like house, like room, school. Okay, and individual, your uniform, your shoes. Correct. Then natural resources and community resources. Natural resources are those things which are already available in the nature, like water, rivers, mountains, forests, air, etc. And community resources are those things, those facilities that are provided by some authorities, like government. Okay, and examples, some of the examples are hospitals, doctors, parks, roads, post office, community hall, malls, cinema halls, railway stations, airports, whatnot. So these are the resources that are also used by many of us, but they do not belong to an individual, but they are provided by the government to be used by any person. Okay, now we take the characteristics of resources. Characteristics means what are the specialities about them. Okay, so these are, for example, they have these characteristics. The resources that have these characteristics are the what? Things that are useful. For example, they are useful or utility. The first characteristic is the utility of the resource, and because of its usefulness, है ना, they become a resource. The things become resource, and one thing will be a resource for one person, and the same thing will not be a resource for another person. So it depends upon the objective, upon the aim of the person, whether that is of any use for that person or not. For example, cow dung, है ना, cow dung is a waste for the people living in cities or metro cities, but on the other hand, it is a resource for the people living in village areas that can be used as fuel or to make manure. Okay, so these are what this is one of the characteristic, and that is its usefulness of a thing or utility. Second characteristic or speciality about the resource is its accessibility or availability. Okay, and many resources are easily available, like natural resources, and many resources are not easily available and in the same way by all the people all the time. For example, money, you know, money is, we know, very important resource, but it is not available in the same amount with all the people at all time. So these are what the reasons that all the things are not resources, and all the resources are not available with all the people in the same way all the time. Okay, then interchangeability, another characteristic of resources, that they can be substituted in place of the other. If one resource is not available, so it can be substituted by the other resource. For example, if on a certain day the school bus has not arrived, so that doesn't mean that we will not go to school, as you have to attend the school regularly. So you can have other options also. You can go by public transport, you can go with your father, he can drop you. Okay, or you can go walking also. So they can be what? Substituted. So that is under interchangeability. Okay, then they are manageable. They have to be managed, they have to be utilized in a proper way. Why? Because resources are limited, and they have to be utilized in such a way that by using minimum resources we get maximum output or result or satisfaction. Okay, for example, water we know is limited, quality wise also, quantity wise also, and same is electricity. So why not to use them in a way that by using them in small amount or quantity we get maximum result. For example, why to waste water unnecessarily in bathing if we can take bath by using what? By having water in one bucket. Why to use more water if our purpose is solved by using one bucket of water? Okay, now we take the other topic, and that is managing resources. Managing resources is related to the management process. For example, we have time, and the time is limited for all of us. Maximum is 24 hours, and all of us have to do so many things. So some of us will schedule the time in such a way that in the same limited amount of time, maximum work is performed or done. Okay, so for this we have to follow certain steps known as the management process. And management process involves these aspects that are 5 in number, or they are known as the steps in the process of management. They are planning, organizing, implementing, controlling, and evaluation. And they have to be followed in the same way. Okay, if any one step is missing, then our aim will not be achieved or objective will not be achieved. The first step of the management process is the planning. Planning means to think in advance, to plan in advance how to get the or how to achieve the goal. So it is the first step, and it visualizes the path to reach our goals, and it is related to making the scheme or planning. Okay, what is to be done, how it will be done, when, why, how, etc. It gives answers to these questions. So that is the first step, and that is planning. So planning is the first basic step of the or the base of the process of management. When we don't know what to do, to what we will be doing, we will have no direction. Second step is organizing. So organizing means to collect and arrange the things required to achieve that goal. For example, your aim, your goal, your objective is to pass class 11. So that you have set, and to pass with good marks. So you have set your goal to score very good marks in class 11. So you will start organizing the things. Organizing the things means you will start collecting the books, attending the classes, preparing notes, appearing in various tests. Okay, so these are, or devoting your time, learn, etc. So that is organizing. Third step is implementing. So implementing is when you have set your goal, you have arranged the things, now you will start working practically. You will put your plan into action. Okay, by studying actually and understanding, okay, and learning. Next step after implementing is controlling. Controlling means to ensure, to check your yourself whether you are going in the right direction, whether you are in the way of achieving your goal, you are performing your tasks to achieve your goal or not. You have to get feedbacks, you have to check yourself. Okay, and because feedbacks help you in revising your plans of action so that you can achieve your goal successfully. After this, last and the most important step is evaluation. Evaluation is the final step or stage of the process of management. This is the result, the outcome, okay, or the achievement of the goal. Okay, what you had decided, have you got it? So this is the end result of the task, and it is prepared and compared. It is compared with the objective. What you had thought, is it what you had thought of? Like this. And in your case of achieving good marks in the exam, that is shown after the exam at the time of your result. So if you have got marks according to your expectation or what you had decided, that means your planning your management process was a good process. If not, then you have to see where you went wrong, and then in the next course of action you will not repeat the same thing. That's all for today. Thank you.